We could have talked Lost Legacy, but Stevo.
I'm not that bad. I'm chapter 8.
Oh, you're almost done then.
Oh, is it only, 10 or 12?
9.
Oh,
It's
seriously?
9, yeah.
Oh, shit, I should have finished it. The way you were talking about it, I figured it was like, at least 12, maybe more.
Nope.
Because,
You're on 8, you said?
yeah,
Yeah, you're right there.
shit, okay, just cancel this. Press stop. I'll go play the rest of it and go jump back on in an hour and a half.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to episode 19 of Rather Be Playing, the podcast where we talk about how we'd rather be playing games than...
Trying to decide what to do with my newfound gaming wealth.
You're so lucky, you bastard. I'm Josh.
I'm Elliot.
And I'm Stevo.
So, Elliot, you're rolling in it, huh?
I am, and it's not the blessing you might think it is.
Oh, but it is.
I recently had a birthday, and one of our loopholes with our not buying any new games in 2018 is that we could buy each other games on our birthdays and gift-giving holidays. So pretty much, I think birthdays and Christmas.
Who hooked you up? Who hooked you up, Elliot?
So Stevo hooked me up with a $50 PSN gift card and a $10 eShop gift card.
That's what I do. That's how I roll.
Oh, wait, so I only have to give you $10?
Why do you only have to give me 10?
I think Night in the Woods is only 20, so if Steve already gave you 10.
That's going to, I don't know what that's going to go to. Maybe like Rabbids DLC or something. But that's the problem. That's case in point. It's that I have all this cash that I've been looking forward to. Gonna go buy some games. Wait, this has to last me all year. You know, this is all I'm gonna get, because the next one is Christmas, which, why are we even doing that? It's 5 days away from when we'll be able to buy games.
Yeah, that's true.
This is effectively like, you know, so my first thing was I got that letter in the email from PSN saying, here's your 20% off coupon. I was like, perfect timing. I can buy something right now. And then I'm like, well, God of War comes out in April and Spider-Man probably comes out sometime in the fall. Red Dead is coming out in October. I'm like, do I blow this all right now on something I don't even really want, or something I'm not going to want as much as one of those games? How long do I wait? I'm going to end up, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do what I do whenever I get a Mega Elixir in Final Fantasy.
You're going to hold it onto it and never use it.
Never use it.
It'll come, 2019 will roll around and you'll still have that burning hole in your pocket.
What do I do with this?
Well, you're getting no sympathy from me, Elliot. When I was going on there looking to buy the card for you, the gift card, I was thinking to myself, God, I wish I had some money in my PSN account. There's not even anything I want. I just want that power. I want, I want to know that I could be able to buy it if I wanted to, you know?
You don't want it, Stevo. It's a burden. It's not a blessing. You don't want this. You don't want this power.
Is there anything that you are thinking about picking up in the short term? Or are you going to hold off for sales?
So I want to ideally hold off for sales still, because that'll make it last longer. Like with $50, I could do like a $25 game and then wait for God of War to hit 25.
Yeah.
But, you know, especially coming out in April, it could just be a few months. So I'm going to hold off for now. It's nice to have the card. It gives you that freedom, but it also, like, it terrorizes your brain whenever a new game comes out and you think you can go out and get it. You got to stop yourself, because I could have blown it all right away, but
yeah,
I'm going to hold on to it.
Well, happy birthday, dude, and enjoy it.
Thanks.
I hope some fun stuff comes up on sale pretty soon, and you think of a few things to pick up with it. Yeah,
I'm happier having it than not having it, because I do have the choice now. But it was a shock at first. Yeah. I didn't know about the struggles, but Josh is getting me Night in the Woods for Switch, which he was glowing about. Last episode.
Yeah, I think you'll really enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm kind of jealous. I'm just hoping that it's going to pop up on PS Plus sooner rather than later. Fingers crossed and all that. Well, since you haven't actually been buying anything, Elliot, what have you been playing off the backlog?
haven't. Well, I finished Uncharted Lost Legacy, and I think Josh did as well. And we're gonna hold off until Stevo gets done, because this was our backlog roulette game from last week, and we give ourselves a couple of episodes to get that done. So we'll definitely go into a deep chat about it after the next episode. But for this one, I haven't finished anything else at all. I played the Dissidia NT demo, that Final Fantasy fighting game.
Oh yeah.
I've been playing Demon Souls as well.
And you made a lot of progress.
Yeah. Nope.
How many bosses have you beaten?
Just 2 bosses. And I was telling you guys, like,
it's 2 more than last time.
Yep.
It is. The first time I bought this game when it first came out back in 2009, and I got through the first boss and then just like got distracted and didn't play it again. So you get a trophy for every boss you beat, and I got a trophy. So my last trophy for this game is 2009, and my most recent one is 2018.
That's so good.
It's
oh yeah, of course. You're playing on PS3. Is it only on PS3?
Oh yeah.
It's the only option.
Exclusive.
Classic.
No choice. So yeah, I mean, I dug out the PS3, hooked it up downstairs, because otherwise I'm just never gonna play it. I had it like in the guest room, but I never go in there. So yeah, it's nerve wracking, man. You die so much.
Yeah,
but you get used to it.
You do.
Have you failed to retrieve all your souls at some point? Have you died twice? And
I've got them all. Got them all.
Yeah, that's the real test of strength.
I wish I could stream it. I wish I had an Elgato, but I don't want to get into it too much, because when I'm done with it, I'll talk some more about it.
Yeah.
But,
what about
the
Dissidia beta?
Listeners, see you in a year for our Demon Souls chat.
No, it'll be done before the end of February, while the servers are still connected. It is still hilarious touching the blood spots and seeing people like die horribly for no reason. So I am enjoying that feature that will go away after February.
Yeah,
Dissidia is fun. If anyone's played it before, it's a fighting game filled with Final Fantasy characters and villains. It's 3-on-3. The first 2 games were PSP games, and then it kind of went away for a while, and then it came back to arcades, and now this is a port of the arcade version.
Right.
I can't picture it at all when you're talking about a 3-on-3 fighting game, but it's in 3D. And like, how do you do you control all 3 characters, or do you only control one? And you basically need 2 other people on your team? How does it work?
So I only controlled one in the beta, and the rest were controlled by AI. I don't know if there's a way to like jump between characters at some point, but basically, yeah, like it's unlike a game like a 3D fighting game like Tekken or a 2D one like Street Fighter. It's like a wide open field, and it takes a long time to get from one side to the other. So it's like a really large scale Smash Brothers. And you can fly, you can zip around, you can use special attacks, and the object is just beat the crap out of the other players on the field.
Is there anything else that you'd compare it to that maybe I would know?
It's pretty unique, actually. Like it's its own kind of formula, it's its own kind of gameplay.
And is there a lot of magic and different special powers?
Yeah, different special abilities. There's like HP bar, there's magic bars, there's
in general, though, it's still the Brave HP system, though, right?
What does that mean? What does that mean?
So
you
have
HP system.
So, like in the previous Dissidia games, you had to build up your Brave level in order to deal HP damage.
Yeah, I didn't play I played those decades ago. Well, like a decade ago. So it's been a while. Like I just kind of like the beta was out there and it was free, and I just kind of jumped in for like an hour and messed around with it. And it has this big long like CG opening that makes absolutely zero sense. And
is the beta still going at the moment?
No, the game's out now. I think it's out. And yeah, it's basically fan service in a fighting game.
So could you see yourself picking up the full game, or is it full price? Is it a $60 game? Yeah,
it's a full retail release. I don't know if it goes for any multiplayer game. If I had people to play it with, and I don't like, if it gets low enough in price for it to be worthwhile, but like I just can't see myself playing it long term much. But I don't know. It's pretty. it's fun. It's a unique kind of thing. And I think they're trying to make it more popular in the esport arena. So maybe we'll see more of it. Maybe not.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of enjoyed the PSP ones a little bit. I mean, I played a decent amount of them, but it was just, I don't know. I felt like it's very samey after a while. Like I just kind of I'm like, okay, I'm just doing the same thing over and over. And I'm just, it's fun for a little bit, but I'm done.
Then again, I know another little 3-on-3 game that's the same over and over. And I'm never going to stop loving it. Rocket League, everyone, obviously Rocket League.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's true. It depends on the game. Yeah, I don't know. I don't usually buy fighting games too much unless they're really good and have people to play with. But yeah, I mean, this one's okay. I bought the first two literally because Final Fantasy was in the title, and this, I was like 20 years old and I couldn't get enough. But I had some fun with it. This is fine. I don't think I'll get it anytime soon, though, especially since I'm not buying games in 2018.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they released a mobile version of like a mobile Dissidia game as well.
Yeah.
Dissidia Omnia, which I played like 2 matches of, but Josh has been hitting hard. Yeah,
it's a Final Fantasy Dissidia Opera Omnia, which now we're getting into Dissidia's kind of always followed
worst
along with
name ever.
The Kingdom Hearts level of naming convention.
If you shrink it down to just like the first letter, so you call it Final Fantasy Do, as in doo-doo, poop joke.
But it's kind of the same format in the sense it's not a fighting game, it's a turn-based RPG, but it's a bunch of Final Fantasy characters, and you still have the Brave and HP levels that you found in the previous Dissidia games, where you build up your Brave in order to deal HP damage to the enemy. It's a gacha game, kind of like Final Fantasy Brave Exvius or what's the other one, Mobius, that they've released.
Yes, microtransactions are our favorite.
So they do again. Yeah, you can always. It's free to play. I'm not spending any money on the damn thing because it's actually, at least so far, pretty generous with like the currency it gives you. But like you don't have to play the gacha system for the characters. You unlock all the characters just by playing the story. The only thing with gacha is what weapons you get. So if you get you might want to get like a 5-star weapon for Cloud or whatnot, and 4-star, you can always technically really upgrade them to a point. So I don't think there's anything that's actually hindering you from beating it. At least it just released. So maybe, a year down the road when they've released a whole shit ton of later, harder content, I don't know. But as of right now, you can probably do just fine with whatever team you want. So is it also
fun, or is it actually just addictive?
I mean, I like it's a turn-based RPG. It's got a decent amount of strategy. There's co-op battles you can do also.
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
Where you bring in one person, 3 people bring in one person each to make up the 3-man team, and then you do you have to fight 3 battles. And you get some decent rewards for doing it, which is fun, except for the fact there's always one guy who hasn't figured out this one aspect of the combat system yet, and I'm just sitting there watching him get his own Brave level broken constantly, and I have to keep healing him or protecting him and shit. And
wait, but is it's real time? It's turn based, but you're playing with other people in real time.
Well, yeah, it's your turn. You take your turn, then you watch your friends take your turn and take their turn, and then when your turn comes back up, it's your turn again.
So, do you have people who play with you, or was that just?
I mean, you can, but then you'd have to schedule time and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking would be impossible.
Well, we managed to do it with Rocket League. But I mean, I just play with people with randoms, and it's. I haven't lost yet, so I'm able to at least salvage when someone sucks. But yeah, there's a decent amount of content right now, but again, like I was saying before, there's no energy or stamina system, so you can just play as much as you want or as little as you want. And you don't have to sit there and wait 30 minutes to get your energy back up before you can start playing again. Cool. So
so it's not like one of those and typically annoying gacha games.
And it's also not like Candy Crush, where you're I lost 5 times, now I got to wait an hour to play again, or something like that.
Or spam all your friends on Facebook.
Yeah, that too. But
I've never actually played Candy Crush.
Just don't. And I haven't either. And I just see people playing it on the Metro, and it just makes me a little sad.
Well, Lily's been playing a knockoff version called Jewel Mania, which is the same thing, but it never got as much popularity as Candy Crush.
Yeah, I think I'm good. Thanks, guys.
If you're going to play a match 3 game, play 10 million or You Must Build a Boat. Those are good.
Okay.
Trust me.
Little tip for our listeners.
Oh yeah. Those are fantastic match 3 games made by the same guy. One's technically like a sequel, I guess, but they've got some RPG elements to them, and it's actually pretty good. And there's an end.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of cell phone games you play with other people, Stevo, you played one that I'm excited to hear about, and it's kind of a different take on than from what Josh was talking about. But you played what, Hidden Agenda?
Hidden Agenda is fantastic, lads. You both should play it immediately. I mean, I guess content-wise, I'm trying to think, Josh, if it's one that you could play with the kids.
Again, they were playing the regular Until Dawn, so they're 17 and 18. I'm not worried about content.
Yeah, and I guess you could watch worse things. There's probably like Law and Order SVU 24-hour marathons all the time, which are probably pretty disturbing topics in similar vein to Hidden Agenda. But Hidden Agenda, lads, is one of the most fun multiplayer games you will ever play with a big group. It's basically, well, for a start, it's on PS4. It uses what Sony, I think, or PlayStation are calling the PlayLink system, which basically allows you to control the game using a phone instead of a regular, PlayStation 4 controller.
Like the Jackbox games.
Exactly like the Jackbox games. Now, I'm trying to think offhand whether you can just play it locally if you're just all on Wi-Fi, because I don't remember having to do anything like going to a website and entering code. It's a mobile app that you download to your Android or iPhone or tablet. We didn't have to like enter a code or anything, so that would make me think it's just Wi-Fi based.
Okay.
Which is
PS4 and
which is kind of cool, because if you didn't have internet access, it wouldn't be cutting out. The game wouldn't be crashing on you and stuff. But have you played any of the other PlayLink games? I haven't
played any of them. Just Jackbox, and I do have this one on your recommendation, but I haven't gotten a group together yet to try it out.
You're gonna have such a ball. Like we basically had 8 people around playing it. Now it's meant to be for 1 to 6 people, but we had just a couple of couples who were sharing a phone and conferring over answers and stuff, and it's just a really fun vibe constantly. Like there's nothing too complicated about it. Maybe the best thing about it is how approachable it is. Like half the people there were like guys or girls who hadn't played games since maybe Super Nintendo era or NES or something.
At some point, you're going to tell us what it is.
The game is it's basically
so how does it work?
Well, it's basically a story-driven multiplayer game. It's a crime thriller where you play a female cop and an attorney general at different times, and you're basically trying to hunt down a serial killer. Is the easiest way to say it without going into spoilers or anything. Right. In terms of what you're doing with your phone, you're controlling it. You're moving a cursor on the screen, and you get a series of dialogue options, and it's mostly this or that, one of 2 choices, and then between the 6 of you or however many, you're dragging your cursor up to the option that you want to pick. And then obviously, if everyone is going a certain way and you're trying to go to a different way, you're like talking to each other and bantering and trying to convince people to go the way that you want to and why you think we should do this. Some of the options, you can basically vote and its majority wins. Others, everyone has to be on the same page. So it's mostly dialogue options, but there's also a bit of hunt the item, like screen hunt.
Right.
So it's like basically looking at a picture of a room and you're trying to find clues within it. And there's a countdown timer, and you're each just going to different corners of the room and seeing how many of the clues that you can find. But it's so simple to use. Everyone had a great time with it, and it's just funny because like it's the story is pretty much run of the mill, typical like crime thriller fodder, but there's some really fun plot twists, and it keeps you guessing, and you're basically like trying to come up with theories of what's going on, constantly and making jokes about, the hammy dialogue or the ridiculous. There's some ridiculous plot holes where at one point we were all in the room go, that would never happen, but as long as you have people who are like willing to go with the flow and just enjoy it for what it is and, make jokes and have a good time with it. It was seriously one of the most fun multiplayer experiences of my life. It was brilliant. And one of the best things about it as well was we didn't win. We didn't beat the game in our first sitting. So we were all like, oh my God, I can't believe we didn't manage it. And then like trying to all make, basically like, okay, guys, we got to do it again. We got all come back next week. And we did actually. We played it last Sunday and then a few people came around again on Friday. Only two of those who were at the first one didn't make it around, But
how long does it take to go through?
I think it was about 3 hours.
So there's a time there. Can you like save and come back? Because that's
you can. It's broken down into 3 parts, I think.
Okay.
And you get through it at a pretty fair clip. I would recommend playing it on a Saturday afternoon even or a Sunday afternoon even. We played it on a Sunday because like playing it on a Friday, people are so shattered after doing a full week's work and stuff.
Yeah.
Like a couple of people were like, like almost like falling asleep or one of the couples had to go early and stuff. It definitely pick an afternoon and play it and you'll have an absolute ball. It was so great. And it's by Supermassive Games, who created Bastion and Transistor 2.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah,
What's
it is.
It?
Yep.
Holy shit.
Totally different games.
The guys who did
oh no, wait, am I getting mixed up? It was by the ones who did
Until Dawn.
Until Dawn.
Yeah, Until Dawn.
I'm
Super
getting mixed up.
Games.
Yeah, Bastion is Super Giant Games, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry, it's by the Until Dawn creators. That makes a lot more sense.
I was just very confused for a second there. I was like,
that
what?
doesn't sound right at all.
Apologies.
Yeah.
I was going mad there for a minute. So the makers of Until Dawn and Until Dawn, as you both know, really fun game, really cheesy, lots of jokes. But the fact that one person has to control it with a controller kind of took away from it slightly. This is much more of an interactive experience for a bigger group, and it's just, as I said, so much more approachable for people who haven't played games much at all.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to see if I can give it a shot sometime. Maybe once we finally have like a housewarming, maybe we could do something like that.
That'd be a great way to do that.
Oh, that would be. You would have such a laugh. The other thing that's worth mentioning about it, though, is just how much of a technical feat it is. It like the graphics are great. The frame rate never dips. The audio never falls out of sync. Like all these things that I think of when I think of Telltale games and other narrative-driven games in this vein. Supermassive they've set the bar for this kind of interactive experience. And I really just wish Telltale would learn from them and go back. Because like I used to really enjoy the Telltale games. I really enjoyed the first Walking Dead. I really enjoyed, what do you call it? The Wolf Among Us.
Oh, yeah.
And they were really fun stories, but I tried playing the Game of Thrones one and the frame drops were so bad. Audio syncing was all off. I just couldn't do it. And as well, it had a really bad, like, Uncanny Valley thing, which, funnily enough, Hidden Agenda wasn't so bad for. I was kind of expecting it to be really distracting, but it wasn't. It was, it's a really solid game, guys. I just can't tell you enough. Yeah. Josh, you should play it with the kids. They'll have such a laugh at it. It really is.
I'll give it a shot. Well, actually, I don't even think I have it. So.
Oh, you don't?
Oh, man. Balls.
The only thing I haven't tried out yet, actually, there's a competitive mode in it, which is where the name Hidden Agenda comes from. I think different people have different, like they're trying to get different endings, perhaps, or I'm not sure. I haven't looked at it yet, so I'm gonna have to check that out and see what the different spin on it is. We basically just played through the story mode, and I guess normally we would have played through the story mode once and then hopefully beaten it and then played the competitive mode the next time. But because we hadn't beaten the story mode, everyone was like, oh, well, we just have to do that again.
Right.
Yeah. But it almost seems like Supermassive realized how most people were playing Until Dawn, because like I played it with my wife, and we were just like, I had the controller, as you said, like someone who's familiar with controllers usually holds it, and then you decide together what you're going to do, where you're going to go, like what decisions you're going to make, and this just builds it right in. And that concept is just like perfect. Like, of course, that's how the next game should be. And I've been wanting to play it for a long time, but like you say, I think it'd be best suited in a group.
Definitely. I would say don't play it with two people because that is worth mentioning. So there was presumably there was an iPhone update, an app update between us playing it on the Sunday and then us playing it on the Friday, and it broke on iPhone. Nobody could connect to it on iPhone.
Oh,
so only myself and Mike could get on it on our Androids. And so basically for the first part of it, we were just voting for ourselves for everything. Because a big part of it is like, who's the most loyal among you? Who's the most honest among you? Who's the most, cautious among you? And you basically vote as a group for who you think it is. So when we had 6 people, that was really fun because it was different people all the time. But when it was just me and Mike controlling the phones, we were just being assholes and voting for ourselves at all times. So it was like a draw, and then it was tossing a coin every time, basically, to see which of us it would give to. So obviously that's our fault for breaking the game by being stupid. But but it was weird that the app was broken, and there was reviews from Friday, from that very day, loads of people saying, I'm on an iPhone, I'm trying to get on here, and it doesn't seem to be working. So it was clearly an update that they posted. I'm sure they'll have it fixed within a couple of days, but it is something that you gotta bear in mind. It might be worth having a tablet lying around that you could jump on if the mobile app isn't working for some reason.
Gotcha. Yeah, good call.
Such a fun game, though. I can't wait to see what Supermassive do next. I want more games like this. I want more games where I can get a crew of people in and have a different story, something interesting, something fun that we can just joke about, and as well something that brings people into playing games who otherwise might not, be up for it.
I think that's all we've played this week. It's been a relatively quiet week, at least on our end. However, it seems like in the gaming industry, there's been quite a bit going on. What's Elliot? Big one. What's the big one?
Some news to talk about. So this one's still just a rumor, but there's a lot of sources, a lot of credible sources apparently confirming this behind the scenes, that Microsoft is seeking to buy EA.
I think what they were actually saying was that they were looking into the possibility of it, like basically just doing research on it. Like, we can't think that this is ever close or that this is going to happen in the short, even to the medium term. Can we?
I mean,
why not?
Do you think Microsoft would be worse than EA?
No. I think actually it could be good for both, but no, actually, it would be bad for EA. EA need PlayStation 4. PlayStation 4 sold twice as many, like 70 million units, as opposed to Xbox One's 35. Like, how?
That's what people are saying, is that Microsoft would probably, like, the big multi-platform games, leave them multi-platform, but then obviously only advertise them on Xbox and things like that. But still create like Battlefield 5 for PS4. Still create whatever else EA does.
Well, I mean, they still do stuff like Microsoft owns Minecraft now, but you still have Minecraft like on PS4 and all that. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, I think they'd be willing to play ball like that. But then like EA has some exclusive IPs, like, shoot, they had some good examples of stuff that would probably stay exclusive to
Dragon Age,
Microsoft.
Mass Effect,
maybe like Dragon Age.
What else is coming back? Dead Space. Really? The obvious one is Titanfall. Respawn were bought by EA, weren't they?
Yeah. Were they bought by them? Yeah, I think they were bought eventually.
Mm-hmm. So that would be an obvious Xbox One, because it was, the first Titanfall wasn't exclusive on Xbox One.
But still, like, how, like you say, PS4 is at what, like 75 million, and Xbox won't even announce their numbers because they're so low.
Yeah.
Like,
they're not so low in fairness, but it's by comparison. It's still sold very well. The Xbox One sold well, but
it sold well, but the only numbers Microsoft reports are combined 360 Xbox One numbers.
Yeah, so strange.
So no one really knows. You can only estimate that it might be around like 30, 40 million.
Yep.
So that's cutting out a huge chunk of potential sales of people that are buying these games.
Totally. But I guess the question is like, could Microsoft afford to do this, and would it make sense for them? Like they do definitely seem to need exclusive games right now.
Yes,
that
desperately.
Is their glaring, the glaring hole in what they offer. Like the Xbox One and the Xbox One X in particular is a great machine. It's a great piece of hardware. Their OS is getting better. It's still not as nice as the PlayStation 4 operating system in my opinion, but yeah, they really need some games. Like the PlayStation 4's exclusives lineup blows them out of the water just year after year. Yeah. 2017 was a schooling that Sony gave them completely.
I mean, look at those games that came out that aren't available on Xbox, like Nier Automata, Persona 5, Horizon Zero Dawn, and then you go to the Nintendo side with Zelda and Mario, and like none of those like industry shaping titles were available on Xbox, and they desperately need something to put out there.
They've got Forza.
Forza and Forza Horizon. Yeah, great games by everyone who plays them and enjoys them, but it's just not enough, is it?
Sunset Overdrive.
Halo and Gears of War and Forza. And yeah, those are good, but we're in this era now where games look good enough. Graphics are good enough. And I'm sure we've talked about this before when the Xbox One X was announced and coming out. And that's that, like, why do you need to push that hardware when you don't need the latest and greatest graphics card to play an extremely good, fun game?
Yeah, and most people still only have a 1080p TV. Most people don't have HDR, don't have 4K. So like
4K.
Yeah. So like they're just for the people who want to spend the most and always have the best, but it's not for the mass market,
But you get the console and then you go get the TV because they're like, man, this could be better.
Yeah. I mean, I think the Switch is the kind of case in point there. Like, you have a console that came out much less powerful than every other console, and you have a console that came out the same year much more powerful than every other console. In one of them, they can't keep on shelves, and the other one, we don't really know all the numbers yet because they're not really talking about it. But I know that the month that the Xbox One X came out, it was not the best-selling console. It was either PlayStation or Switch. I don't remember. And Nintendo won December, the holiday month.
Yep.
So it's interesting. Like we're this what is it? I can't think of the term. Well, it's when the curve starts to kind of like
a tipping point, plateau,
leveling off.
Plateau. The point of like diminishing
returns,
utility or returns. Like a more powerful graphics card isn't going to get you a vastly different experience that justifies its price anymore.
Isn't your wife an economics professor?
Yeah. I have a degree in economics as well. I just haven't thought about it in a long time.
The other thing is, like, Microsoft have offered so much this generation. They're offering backward compatibility. They're offering, Microsoft Xbox Game Pass. They're basically talking about all their new exclusives being free if you're paying for a month-to-month service. A Netflix-style game service. And these are such consumer-friendly moves that, God, I would love to see Microsoft buy EA and just totally change the game completely. Yeah. And then we see again, Sony having to do better and try harder.
So that's, I don't mean to sit here and rag on Microsoft because they are doing really good things.
Yeah.
Like, they need exclusives. And I think this rumor about buying EA is part of them trying to do good things. And like you said, the Xbox Game Pass, I feel like the biggest advantage they would have to buying EA is getting a PC delivery service. They'd get Origin, right?
Yeah.
So I think I think that's a good start. But,
but I mean, their biggest thing is they do need a killer app, and it can't be Halo and Gears of War, because the same people are buying Halo and Gears of War that have always bought Halo and Gears of War. They're not bringing anybody new in. So if they do get something like Dragon Age and keep that exclusive, or even like Mass Effect, even though a lot of people didn't like Andromeda, it's still Mass Effect. A lot of people are going to be looking at that.
They're going to buy it anyway.
And especially since Bungie went to PS4 instead of Xbox, it's going
to both.
Was this but they've signed just advertising deals and
but it's on both consoles.
Yeah, but it tilts one way. So it's they do need to get something else that brings other people in. Like for me right now, I play a lot of RPGs. There's literally no reason for me to have an Xbox.
Yep.
I agree. And when you have a PC, every game is going to come out on Xbox and PC going forward, so you don't need to buy an Xbox. The reason to get one is the One X is the most amazing piece of hardware ever sold. And at the prices the graphics cards are at right now with the Bitcoin cryptocurrency mining, it is by far the smartest thing you can do to upgrade your gaming setup is get an Xbox One X, which is crazy. It's it just like where we're sitting right now is a crazy place to be.
Yeah. One of the other good moves that Microsoft made, of course, it's one that we've been crying out for from Sony, is allowing cross-platform play in their games. And this kind of leads us into another bit of news that we got this week. And it was Psyonix releasing their plans for Rocket League from the upcoming year. And one of the big things that was on there was organizing cross-platform parties.
Yeah.
And as soon as I read it, I get so excited to think that, regardless of, Elliot, if you're traveling and if you're playing on the Switch, you could play with us and we can be playing on Steam and nicer graphics and smoother frame rate. But like the fact that PlayStation hasn't allowed us to do that, they mentioned were custom tournaments. On Rocket League as well, which sounded so fun to me. The idea that we could sit down in an afternoon or in an evening, and instead of doing what we always do, which is like one more game, like basically say, okay, we're gonna jump into a tournament, we're gonna play as far as we can, see how far we can get. It's like it's so exciting to me. It's gonna change the game completely. I can't wait for it.
We could stream like whole tournaments too. We could make it a spectacle with our Twitch, twitch.tv/ratherbeblind.
I know we stream the first game where we're playing, and then we stream the rest of the games where we're not, and just commentate. Well, so I mean, it's nice that they're looking at that, but you think one of the other bits of news we had was that Kaz Hirai is no longer going to be the Sony CIO. You think if Kenichiro Yoshida is going to come in, is he going to change some of that stuff around? Maybe.
That's interesting. I wonder if he would. Basically, Kazurai is being like elevated to the highest position possible at Sony, which is chairman, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's the highest position. I mean, he's definitely going to be chairman.
Yes.
I don't know. I feel like there's a lot more thought that goes into it than just like whoever's at the top dictating how it's going to go.
And he's retiring from Twitter too.
Not the real one.
I know. I'm going to miss that guy.
There is for listeners that don't know, there's a parody account of the soon-to-be former CEO of Sony that makes a lot of funny jokes. So if you follow it, it's like CEO Kazurai.
Or
something like that. Or Kazurai CEO. It's one or the other.
Yeah.
Pretty popular in gaming circles. He's a good guy. But he's retiring as well.
Yeah.
He's going to retire the Twitter account this year. Yeah. So
he knew.
So many changes, guys.
He knew.
He knew. But yeah, like you said, Stevo, these Xbox moves are very consumer friendly. It's a really nice side of Xbox to see. I want them to do well. Like you said, I want Sony to get some competition. And the Game Pass announcement is beautiful because it's all their upcoming first party games are going to be in it, but you can also choose to buy them if you want to own them outright. Like you can do what you want. Yep. It's not like they're forcing you to sign up for their service, and Yeah. So I feel like the only thing missing, they're doing all these right moves. The only thing missing is like a powerful exclusive library.
Yeah.
And EA would answer that. Plus a PC like platform distribution or distribution platform. It makes sense, but it's still just rumor.
Yep.
We'll see where it goes from there. There's also a rumor that they were going to buy Valve, and Gabe Newell, the head of Valve, said no.
Yeah. No way.
Not that he said no. He said it wasn't happening as far as he knew.
That would be nuts if Microsoft bought Valve.
Yeah. Could you imagine?
It would change the game completely.
Yeah.
So,
I kind of want something huge like that to happen just for the fun of it, just to see how it changes. Then again, the idea of Microsoft in charge of Valve. Well, Valve are pretty terrible at looking after Steam in many ways. So, would it be worse? Would it be better? Would they actually create a Half-Life game? Who knows?
Oh, man. If you could promise me Half-Life 2 Episode 3 and Half-Life 3 with the Microsoft takeover, I'd think about being happy.
Those would be some amazing exclusive games. Can you imagine how much of a game changer that would be?
Yeah. But
there was actually a story, speaking of Microsoft buying people. There was a Resetera thread where someone was saying Microsoft in 1999 nearly bought Squaresoft.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Did you see that one? Yeah. It was like they were sitting down at the meeting to sign the paper and finalize it. And then the head of Square was like, just before we sign, my banker wants to say something. And the banker stood up and goes, yeah, the price you're giving us, we want double that. And Microsoft is like, we're good. Like, that's how close we were.
Wow.
I love these little stories that get out.
I want a Blood, Sweat, and Pixels 2 chapter about that deal.
I want Japanese stories. They were all Western developers in that one, which was really interesting. But like the development of Final Fantasy XIV, this massive, huge scale MMO that got rebuilt in 2 years because it was a colossal failure.
Yeah.
I want to see that story.
Elliot, you got to tweet at Jason Schreier. I'm sure he's trying to think of what's going to go into the next book. And he's a huge JRPG fan as well. So I'm sure he would love to do it about Eastern games as well.
Friend of the show, featured guest Jason Schreier, as always.
You could tell him all about how well FF15 runs on your computer.
Yeah. Did you guys do the benchmark, or was it just me?
Just you, I think. I've already I've been beating the game for two years straight, so I'm good.
But there's so much more content being added to the PC version coming out that and it's $20 to buy it separately, or I can wait till the PC version is $20 and just get that, which I think I'm going to do, and not play the PS4 version anymore.
We'll see.
But my PC can run it.
Is it going to run 2 years ago too?
What do you
when it came out on PS4? It's going to play itself retroactively.
Yeah.
Honestly, I wouldn't be looking to do it if it wasn't for the $20 price tag to get the rest of the content, to basically complete the game. Because, it's a common joke / not joke that FF15, the original release, is just a beta, and now the real one is. And in order to get that, they're charging you $20 to do it. So
wait, I'm confused. So you have to buy the base game, right? And then it's $20 more for extra stuff.
Yeah.
No. So it's
for the DLC.
It's $60 for the entire thing, including DLC on PC.
Okay.
And what's it called? The Royal Edition on PS4.
Yeah.
If you bought it at release, it's $20 to get that extra content.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, if I'm going to spend $20, maybe I'll just wait and get the whole PC version for cheap and run it in higher resolution and potentially higher frame rate.
But see, based on economics, Elliot, the $60 I spent on Final Fantasy 15 2 years ago is already a sunk cost. So essentially, I'd be losing $40 in opportunity cost if I went and bought it on PC. So I'll just buy the $20 one on PS4.
But what opportunity cost would you be losing? Because you get more for it. You get a higher resolution. You get a higher frame rate.
Not if I can't run it.
Well, you just got to upgrade that PC, Josh.
Okay, there's more opportunity cost there.
it's only $1,500 for a GTX 1050. So
I think I'll stick with the 20.
But my big thing with buying PC ports is backwards compatibility. You'll be able to run it forever. And days when you box up your PS4 and never find it again, you might be glad to have the PC version, which is what happens.
I still have my PS4. I don't know where the other two are.
I just mean in the future it'll be your PS4, but right now it's your PS3 and PS2.
Yep. I have my PS1. Yeah. I have my PS1.
Why do you have that if the PS2 can run everything? It can run.
I have it from when I was in Korea, and there might be a certain chip in there.
Oh, nice. You can do that to PS2 now.
Yeah, I
know. Anyway, we are getting sidetracked.
Yes.
As always.
Last bit of news that we wanted to go over was the very hotly anticipated Red Dead Redemption 2 has been delayed to October 26th, which means nothing to us because we weren't going to buy it this year anyway.
Well, Stevo's excited because that's around his birthday.
Yeah.
That's true. That's the biggest release around your birthday.
And also, it gives me a few extra months to go and play the first one, which I still haven't played.
Me neither. And I think we've talked about this.
Yeah,
you guys
we have.
Got to Mexico and then got distracted.
Yes.
I haven't even gotten to Mexico before I got distracted.
Me either, Elliot. Actually, it was just Josh.
Oh.
Yeah, that was me.
It's my brother's all-time favorite game. He just story-wise, he loves it. And I know he's been waiting for this one for a while. I hope it's not just like GTA 5 shark cards, just basically a microtransaction delivery service.
No.
Yeah.
But I don't see how it isn't with how much people are waiting for this to come out.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be online in a similar capacity. It just has to be. It only makes sense. The amount of money.
It'd be such a waste of opportunity for them.
Yeah.
But it could still be great.
The funny thing, as always, about Rockstar games is, though, if Red Dead was just a series of chapters, one after another, more like an Uncharted, and I didn't have to run between places to get on to the next episode, I would have played it through so easily. It's just
but there's so much there's so much side stuff you could do on that journey from A to B.
I don't want to shoot tin cans. I don't want to play a bad poker mini game.
Oh, the poker game was awesome. What are you talking about? I had tons of fun with that. That and
is there fast travel in Red Dead?
There's a type of fast travel. There's
the carts, right? Stagecoaches or something like that.
Yeah, there's stagecoaches.
Oh, that's right. You have to pay though.
It's strange.
Yeah, but you got a horse you can run around in, so it's not that bad.
Yeah, I just find it a bit boring. It's filler to me. Just get me on to the next chapter. Tell me the story. That's kind of how I am. And it's so easy to get distracted by the filler because then you're like, oh man, I'm on a horse. I'm in the Old West. I'm just going to see what happens when I lasso that person carrying their groceries and drag them behind me on the horse. Oh no, now the sheriff's chasing me. I wonder how high I can take my star level. Is it star level on?
Yeah, what is it there?
Who knows?
It's effectively star level,
I don't
but
remember.
yeah, it's people have been waiting for that one for a while. So, when was the original release? Did you even say?
God, it was PS3 and Xbox 360. So.
Oh no, I mean the original release date because this is a delay.
Oh, it was meant to be spring, wasn't it?
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah,
yeah, but that's probably as of now, as far as we know, the biggest release of fall. So, yeah, Stevo.
Happy
That's
birthday!
Your birthday present.
So, Elliot, have you been thinking about picking up Shadow of the Colossus with your newfound wealth?
I'm in no rush. It's getting amazing reviews, and
it looks beautiful. It does seem a massive leap from the PS3 version to the PS4 version. I tried playing it a few times on PS3 and just found it a little slow, a little bit hard to get into. Again, I'm kind of hoping for it on PS Plus at some point, and maybe I'll play it.
It 100% will come to Plus. Maybe not this year, but I wouldn't be surprised. But
you played it. You played it, right, Elliot?
Yeah. Okay. So that's the thing. I've played it before. It's a Blue Point remake, which are great, but I feel like I got my fix with The Last Guardian just recently, so I can hold off on some Ueda, which is the same developer for anyone who didn't know. Yep. They're the same kind of feel, same kind of gameplay, same kind of storytelling. So yeah, I mean, I'm mostly excited because it'll finally get you to play it, Stevo. Like, I think
yeah,
this is the best way for you to do it.
It looks great. It sounds great. I've watched a couple of reviews of it, and the Colossi do look so much better than the PS3 version.
The fur technology is fantastic.
Yeah.
Reginald Fluffy Tail would be happy. So, well, Elliot, what are you going to be playing then?
So, as I said, I finished Uncharted, and I mostly wanted to do that. I wanted to get that out of the way so I could focus on Demon Souls for the next couple of
years,
couple of weeks, because we're going to talk about Uncharted next episode, and then we'll roll for our next game, which won't be due for 2 episodes after that. So, I'm hoping if it's quick enough, I can just have Demon Souls, just a solid block in between. But I also don't want Demon Souls to be the only thing I finish next month. So I kind of want to go in, like we talked about Edith Finch, the developers of Unfinished Swan, and it made me realize that I haven't finished Unfinished Swan. So maybe I'll like go in and clean up a couple of these indies that I'm partway through. Yep. Unfinished Swan, Unraveled, maybe Spec Ops, one of our previous Backlog Roulette games. So I'm mostly cleaning things up, but my big focus is still Demon Souls. How about you guys?
Geez. So I was thinking about starting up Hollow Knight, and I still need to finish.
You picked that up,
and I still need to finish Ori and the Blind Forest. So maybe I'll just go on a little Metroidvania kick for a bit.
Nice.
Good times.
Other than that, I've got Oxenfree on the Switch to play. And then
I'm saving that for a trip. I'm saving that for an overnight flight to Ireland. I'm
Since it's one of the few games that we all haven't played, I thought we could save that for
okay.
Backlog Roulette. Yeah,
okay.
Good point. That could spur me on to play it sooner.
And then Elliot will have
a quick one.
And then Elliot will have Night in the Woods to carry him over for a little bit too.
Yeah, so I think I'll do Night in the Woods. You said it only took you a couple hours?
Like 6, 7, 8, something like
6
that.
6 or 7 hours. Okay. Yeah.
Depends on how much you run around talking to people, which you should do. So,
sure.
Well, I've almost wrapped up Uncharted Lost Legacy as well. You Egypts, you should have told me that it was only 10 chapters long. I would have been there before this. We could have had a chat about it, but I guess we'll
spoilers. I don't want to spoil you on anything, Steve-O.
Good.
I don't tell you anything about anything anymore.
That's right. Discipline. I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
And apart from that, Mario and Rabbids, as you well know, has become my new game before going to sleep, which is a really bad idea. I played it to 5 a.m. last night.
So my nephew played it last night too. After beating Zelda, I was like, you should try Mario Rabbids. So he got to the point where he got Luigi early on. So
yeah, nice.
Oh man,
it is such a fun game. They keep throwing in different little quirks and different techniques and controls, and I just love it. I just got Peach.
Oh, okay.
Josh. So
with her shotgun.
Yeah, with her shotgun, and she does the little when she does a team jump, she heals you.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to be using her quite a bit as well.
Mm-hmm.
Cool little character. What else am I thinking about? Pyre. Going to try and play a bit of that. Maybe a little bit of Divinity Original Sin. I know that's might be a little overly ambitious for us.
You keep saying it and you never do it. Just sit down with Elliot and spend a couple hours. After this, go stream. I gotta get ready for dinner and stuff.
Yeah, actually we should. But I was thinking we should stream a bit of Brawlhalla. Because we all have it on PC, easy to get going on Twitch, so that could be a good one, a fun one. Yeah,
we'll be streaming a lot more. I know we say that every time, but we're actually on the verge of Twitch affiliate status here, so I think we need to
step up our game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks to everyone who's followed us. It has been a big help, and hopefully you will keep following us as we move on into higher tiers of Twitch abilities, I guess.
And playing games that we have no business playing and are terrible at.
But that's fun in its own right to watch, I guess.
So what you should do is, if you see us streaming PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, put us up in one window and then put Shroud up in the other window and just compare and contrast.
Also cue up the Benny Hill theme music while you're watching us.
So
but yeah, I think that's going to wrap up the episode here, guys, unless you have anything else to add.
No, I think that's it for now.
I call that a cast.
All right, dudes. We'll be back in 2 weeks with Uncharted spoiler chat and a new Backlog Roulette. Until then, you can catch us at ratherbecast.com as our website. We're also on Twitter at RBPcast, at RBPStevo, at RBP Elliot, at RBP Josh. We're on YouTube, as we mentioned, twitch.tv/ratherbyplaying. We're wherever podcasts are found and downloaded. So jump on your favorite service, give us a like, tell your friends, give us a review, shoot us an email, questions@ratherbecast.com. We'll read it and discuss it on the podcast. And yeah, just let everyone know about us if you're enjoying it.
Cheers.
And if not, use the email to tell us why.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
I think that covers it.
Got it. Take care, guys.
Thanks, everyone. We'll see you then.
Cheers. Bye.